This is the Pisces January 2017 reading. It includes both your love as well as your general forecast. The first card that comes up speaks about being a peaceful being. This card suggests that when we try to control others' lives, that is when conflict arises, or when we try to control situations. And the reason we do that is normally because we are fearful. We are fearful of an outcome, we feel insecure about things, and then we try to control them, hoping that we can get the outcome that we want. And this card says that by allowing people and situations to unfold naturally, you then choose to be powerful and to be strong. And your strength comes from releasing the fear of what an outcome will be. And then says, watch how peace and harmony starts coming into your life, simply by allowing things to unfold as they will. The next card that comes up is the Unity card. And this says you do know what is right for you. And you know it's the right thing to do because in your heart you know that is what is right for you. And this creates harmony between heart and mind as well. So the conflict probably arises here in wanting to do something which you may feel other people will not be happy with you doing. So you try to probably coerce or manipulate or shift things and people and situations instead of just letting it all unfold naturally, but sticking to what you know is right for you and by doing what is right for you. Sometimes that control can also be about yourself, about controlling what you do, what you say in ways that you know is not right for you because you're fearful of how people will respond or react. The next card says you then make a wise choice. And that card is all about, you can see it's got one dark wing and one light wing, this angel. And that's about knowing what is the right choice for you and knowing which choice is the one which may lead you down a path that will have a price to pay. Normally, this card comes up when the choice of that price to pay situation is very tempting. But ultimately, there will be a price to pay, and you do know it. You are conscious of this. And here arises a situation where there's the wise choice and not such a wise choice, and it is entirely up to you. You are free to choose. Where love and relationships are concerned, this is that wall that you built around your heart. You're going to break down now. You're going to open your heart so that you can receive love. This is a very important part of receiving love. Very important part of receiving the kind of love that we genuinely want. We need to be open to it. Our hearts need to be open to it. In other words, we can't be protecting ourselves from past hurts and disappointments, which we may think will happen in our lives again. And this is both for existing relationships and for new relationships. So you open your heart wide enough if you're looking for someone new to actually attract the kind of person who can give you real, true love. The next card is then all about the hero, and this is about giving unconditionally. This is about loving unconditionally. This is about being able to love people without needing them to make you feel secure and happy or trying to validate you. So you love for a very different reason now. You've sort of evolved where that is, and you just love for the sake of loving someone or because you love them. And this turns you into a hero, into your own hero. You become the hero of your own story. The next three cards that come up speak about a flurry of communication, perhaps back and forth chatter, a lot of talk. And in the midst of this, perhaps it opens up channels for you and you start feeling stronger and gaining emotional clarity. So you maybe start to open up a bit more. And this is not necessarily even about in-depth conversation. This is more about just talking. So you maybe just get talking to a lot of people. And you find your core strength again and you find that emotional clarity by doing that. Because then the freedom card comes up. You actually got two cards here. They came together. And this speaks about let going of those constraints which you've imposed on yourself and on other people. And that has to do with that card in the beginning that also speaks about trying to control people and situations based on fear. It's the only reason we try to control. So you're releasing that fear, you're letting go of that fear, and in so doing, you're removing the constraints to be exactly who you are and to let other people decide who they are. Then that decide card comes up. Once again, you have that thing about making that choice, aligning yourself with your decision and actually going for it. Your predicament seems to be in making that choice, but you do know which choice you should be making. The final card, or sorry, second last card, that comes up says that the alchemy of energy teaches that death will always yield new life. Now, I think this is more about a metaphorical death. Definitely more about that. It's about letting go of an old way, an old pattern, perhaps even an old lifestyle, and knowing that it will then open the way for something new. But only by letting go of the old will that new come in. And letting go of this old is obviously not easy for you at this time, but know that's the only way that new thing will come into your life. Then the final card speaks about that new approach. And because you develop this new approach, because you've basically worked up to developing this new approach where controlling people and situations is just not going to be working, you've decided it doesn't work for you, and rightfully so. You now have this different approach, and because you have this different approach, you'll see things that you've done before, you now have a different outcome because your approach is different. It changes everything for you. And it's merely that fresh approach that is changing things. So you might even be doing the same things, but you're doing it with a different approach without wanting to control people or situations. And this gives you an entirely different outcome, which is truly wonderful. What a nice way to start the year, Pisces. If you would like a personal reading, you can contact me at oracletimes@gmail.com or book a reading via the website. You will see both links show up now in the owl picture. And I do hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you for watching and listening.